How you doing, everybody? Welcome back to where the hell is the Normandy and any of my textures. And by that I mean Mass Effect, because there it goes. Last time, we found out exactly what Cerberus was. They are a Shadow Alliance organization that has gone rogue, and Admiral Kahoku seems to think that they were involved in a crap ton of different, attacks on the Alliance, although they weren't really attacks. They were more like Cerberus conducting illegal genetic experiments and that sort of stuff. But he gave us the location of the base of the people who he thinks sent out that distress signal that lured his unit into the Thresher Maw nest. And since he can't do anything about it, that means that it falls to us to do something about it. So that's exactly what we're going to go do right now. And as I said last time, Shepard has a rather personal take on this whole thing because it's distinctly possible, and I think at this point it's pretty much 100% confirmed, that Cerberus was involved in the Akuz attack because they were the dead scientists that came up in the mission with Tombs were also a part of a Shadow Alliance organization that went rogue. There's only so many of them that could go rogue, without drawing the ire of the Alliance or drawing the ire of the rest of the Council, because they'd be like, well, for a race that wants to join the Council so badly, you sure do have an awful lot of dissent in your military operations. You should probably fix that before we do anything about you joining the Council. So now if you go back to the Voyager cluster, we went to the Amazon system originally, but now there is another cluster, or another solar system that has opened up, the Yangtze system. So that is where we are going right now. Because that is where the coordinates are leading us, and hopefully that means that we can get a little bit of revenge on the people who were involved in all of these different attacks. Show them what happens when they betray the Alliance. But first, let's explore around, because, the Alliance would expect me to do that anyway, since we're looking for valuable minerals and all that stuff. So, Ren Chateau is a close-orbiting hot Jupiter, or basically like a miniature version of... It's not a star, but it could become a star at some point. With traces of sulfur in its hydrogen-helium atmosphere, which is probably why it looks like it does. The disruptive gravity well of the gas giant prevented any planets from forming nearby, which, if you look here, you'll see there's a little bit of space. Not too much. There's a little bit of space between here and there. Bin 2. I think this is where we need to land, so we will come back to Bin 2 or Bin Thu. Probably Bin Thu. I don't know. It doesn't sound right coming out of my mouth. I don't know. Dregir, or Dregir. Dregir is a small barren rock world with a trace atmosphere of krypton and xenon. The surface is frigid and mainly composed of silicates, with deposits of magnesium, aluminum, and other light metals. I managed to breathe that yawn out. Thank God. Dregir has a weak magnetic field, making it unsuitable for drive-discharge operations. Well, yeah, it's a rock world. You generally don't do drive-discharge in... Well, I suppose you refuel on helium-3 at gas giants, and then you discharge at a planet with a strong magnetosphere, but I'm not 100% sure on that. That's probably how it goes, but I always figured they did both at gas giants, but apparently I was wrong. There's a deposit of beryllium on Dregir, so that's good. And let us move over here to Alrumter, I think. I don't think any of these planets have proper pronunciations. I don't think anybody ever mentions most of them. But, I'll do the best I can, I suppose. Excuse me. Alrumter is a small rocky terrestrial planet with a trace atmosphere of nitrogen and krypton. Its frigid surface is mainly composed of light metals with deposit areas of frozen ammonia. Yeah, I've been noticing a lot of these are rather cold. Maybe the sun isn't that powerful here. But there was a Prothean data disk, let's see, on the far side of planet Alrumter. Joker brought the Normandy around, and the salvage team picked up... Okay, so there was an escape pod trapped in orbit with a dead Turian and a Prothean data disk. Sounds good. Well, not for the Turian, but sounds good in terms of the Prothean data disk at the very least. Padajiri, you're kind of far out here. Are you sure you're still a part of the system? I'm just saying. Excuse me. Padajiri has a thin atmosphere composed of neon and chlorine. Its frozen surface is mainly composed of silica with deposits of copper, which kind of explains the multicolored look there. During the long, cold night, the chlorine in the atmosphere falls to the ground in the form of frost, which is probably what that greenish stuff is right over there, because that's the darker, well, the night side of the planet that we're looking at right there, although the surface temperature of Padagiri actually isn't that much different from the surface temperature of some of the rockier planets inside of the system, like closer to the sun. So it makes me wonder, like, how strong exactly is the sun? You know, like, is it strong enough to provide a relatively constant temperature even though it's cold? Or, like, how does that work, you know? There was a deposit of thorium there, which is good. We need those rare earths to complete our collection. Not that we're really worried about completing the collection. We might anyway, though. Now for Binthu. Binthu has an atmosphere of carbon dioxide with a permanent haze of toxic chlorine and clouds of sulfur dioxide that periodically drop torrents of acidic rain on the surface. If there was any planet that sounded like Orxon before, I think Binthu kind of takes the cake now. I like Orxon. It's very memorable. Well, I don't know if I like it necessarily. It's kind of a bitch to navigate in Ratchet & Clank, the original, but it's pretty memorable, I think, because you kind of get a sense of where the enemy that you're fighting through the whole game is coming from. This toxic, disgusting planet. So, anyway, its crust is mainly composed of sulfur with deposits of calcium. Stop! Don't yawn again. There we go. Like most worlds in the Voyager cluster, Binthu has only been charted within the last 20 years by Alliance surveyors. It has no known native ecology. Data about the world is surprisingly brief and generic, painting a picture of an unpleasant and uninteresting place. The perfect place to put something like a rogue Alliance military base, you know what I mean? So we're going to go find that place and hopefully destroy it for, you know, doing all the stupid stuff that they've done in the past. Maybe it'll give them reasons to think before they do some stupid illegal stuff next time. Okay, Cerberus agents. Well, they're going to be human because it was a rogue Alliance organization. And humans are relatively capable of pretty much anything, as we can tell just by our own crew, with Caden and Ashley being like two complete polar opposites. So I think a mixed team, like a balanced team here, is probably the best way to go. Well, let's see. Do I want to bring Rex and Garrus? No, I think I'm going to bring Caden and Ashley because this is an Alliance operation. They would probably want to be around to see them, you know, taken care of. And they balance out my party anyway, so I might as well. I managed to stifle the yawn there until got onto the loading screen. I'm not really sure how, but I had just enough time to stop before I ended up over here. And again, I apologize for all the yawning. It's just that I didn't realize how many days off the President's Day weekend causes high school students to have. Apparently, it allows my brother to have, because of the snow day on Friday, a 6-day weekend, which is kind of ridiculous, if you ask me. But I'm not in high school anymore, so, you know, I guess you don't realize how ridiculous some things are that you take for granted in high school until they're gone. Alright, so you may have noticed there's a mineral deposit directly ahead of us, but if I look at the map here, there are several research facilities on this planet along with an anomaly and some debris. We're going to go for the debris first and kind of go in a counterclockwise circle, I think, just because we can go across the terrain right over here. It doesn't look like this place is too bad on terrain, though. We'll pick up that mineral deposit later, just because it is relatively close to one of the research facilities that we have to go to, so I'm not really 100% concerned with getting it immediately. You know, it's going to be there for a little while, so I might as well just take my time, go through these research facilities and take care of things before I, well, go through a couple of them before I bother with, you know, exploring around and trying to do that stuff. So is this going to be another Thresher Maw place? I hope it isn't. I really don't feel like dealing with Thresher Maws right now. Yeah, it's not even enough. It's just a deep well wherein there is a crashed probe. Alright, well, let's go have a look. Not crash into the crashed probe, but let's have a look at what's going on there. I did remember to re-equip the mercenary armor. I think I did that on screen last time, so that's good. This is a hard one, I think. No, it wasn't too bad. I think I've got most of those. A couple of grenade upgrades and ammo upgrade. Actually, those cryo rounds might be good for Caden there. Let's see, that's not Caden, that's Caden. I like his little face mask there. It's kind of fun looking. Let's see. Yeah, cryo round 7, a lot better than the ones that he has. Reduce the target's accuracy by 35%. Sounds like a good idea to me. Alright, next we are going over here. So let's head in that direction and see what we can do. The moon over there kind of looks like it has a little big, like, impact crater on it. Maybe it took an asteroid for the planet at some point. Though why you'd want to take an asteroid for a toxic planet like this, I don't know. But I suppose moons can't really choose whether or not to do that sort of thing. If that even is an asteroid crater. For all I know, it could be a stray cloud that's floating in front of the moon. I can't really tell the difference. Because the backgrounds are... they're nice. They're nice looking, but sometimes it's hard to tell what's what. That looks like a Prothean pyramid. So we're going to have to explore that in a minute. But first, it looks like we're going to have some turrets to deal with. Let's have a look. Yep, a couple of turrets to deal with. 200 meters away, whatever. Terminal velocity for my... What the hell was that sound? Yeah, none of that. Not having any of your rocket bullshit here. Let's see what we've got. Just the one, right? As far as I can see, anyway. Whoa. No. No, he wasn't going to hit me anyway, or whatever. Okay, so we have a Cerberus facility. We have the entrance console. We also have this Prothean pyramid up here, so I think we're going to go check this out before we do anything with the pyramid, or with the Cerberus base there. Might as well, you know, I mean, we've seen a few of these pyramids, but we're still not really 100% sure what the purpose of them is.
Moving out.
I just realized, you know, on Elitania we found that thingy where they were like, yeah, the Protheans were watching us when we were evolving from cavemen. This is a pyramid, so did the Protheans also suggest pyramid design to the ancient Egyptians in this universe? Is that what we're getting at? Like, oh, I can recover something from the top of this one. I wonder what's in it. They made that one pretty easy for me. Prothean data disk, along with a few children's toys and some ragged clothes. Children's toys? What the hell are children's toys doing all the way out here? Huh. I don't know. Anyway, let's see if... did we... We didn't finish that one yet, did we? Maybe we did. It's not here anymore, I don't think. Let's see... Espionage Pro, Colony of the Dead. We've completed so many missions I can't even, like... Okay, yeah, the Prothean thing is complete. The Asari writings are complete. I think that's it as far as what's complete with the collection right now. Yep, that looks like it. We still have that one transmission in the Hawking Etta cluster. We're not going to get to that for a while. Let's see here. Hostile takeover, that's taken care of. Oh, we're almost done with light and heavy metals. Just rare earths, really, that we need now. And I know pretty much where most of those are. They're kind of off in the... Well, really, the rarer earths are closer to the inside of the galaxy because when, you know, the galaxy was formed, a lot more of the rare earths probably didn't scatter as much. Because they're heavier, most of them, so... Or they're, you know, they weren't as well... Excuse me. They weren't as mass-produced as some other elements, so... But yeah, we need to know why Cerberus is unleashing alien monstrosities on the Attican Traverse, so let's go find out. By heading inside of their base, and then... Well, I don't think shooting first, asking questions later at this point would really help, but... If they fight us, then, you know, we aren't going to have much of a choice. It's fine, we'll just, you know, bomb their data files and see what we can find from that. Did I say bomb their data files? I meant mine, but, you know, same difference. Who's got what? Okay, everybody's got every... Am I equipped with a... No, it's just highlighting a shotgun. What are you trying to tell me there, game? Should have been a Vanguard? Is that what you're telling me?
Regroup!
Alright, now, let's see. Ah, here we go. Excuse me. Jesus. Just can't avoid doing all kinds of, you know, unavoidable things right now in terms of the commentary. It's going to be one of those days, isn't it? computer already crashed on me twice trying to open up the recording software, so I have the feeling it's going to be one of those days. But, whatever. What in the holy mother of Jesus is that? I mean, I could diagnose it, but it looks like we've got other enemies on our heads-up display here. Why don't you go over there? Actually, no. Why don't you...
No can do.
That'll work. Actually, that'll work. Research technician, Cerberus sniper. Neural shock. And... overload and set phasers to kill. Yeah.
Over there.
Gotcha. Alright, so now they might flank me here, which would be kind of bad. They're flanking me. They're totally flanking me right now. There's no way they're not flanking me. Alright, so this guy needs to not activate, because he's a commando unit, so he can activate, whatchamacallit, immunity at any point here, so I don't want him to do that. Might have to use neural shock here if I'm not careful. Get out of my way. Kill him, kill him. Okay, good. So now, are you like a, okay, she's biotic, obviously, but, let's sabotage. I don't have overload to overload her barriers, but, well, I can do this. There, that's taken care of. One more? One more. Alright, it's a commando unit. I don't want to do this. How about sabotage lift? Yeah. I'll go flying for a little while. That takes care of that. Alright. And now for you, Mr. or Mrs. Cerberus Sniper. If I pop my head out, will you pop your head out? Please? Well, I tried asking nicely. Now I'm going to ask not so nicely. Ha ha. Neural shock. Ha. And by the time I get over there, they'll be back up, which is fine, because I can then toss them through the air. Yeah, no assassinating for you. Sorry. That takes care of that. That's another diagnostic station. What is this thing? Doesn't look like any alien I've ever seen before. I wonder if it's sentient, or if it's just kind of, you know, like maybe it's out there wondering, what the hell's going on? Why am I in this blue field? Well, I guess we're gonna find out today.
On me.
Yeah, you guys get over here so that way you can flank me if this gets a little bit rough. Hello? Okay, it's not so friendly. It's not so friendly at all. Neural shock. Yeah, we can throw. I wish I had warp, but... What was that? Wasn't friendly, but it was spitting acid at me like a thresher maw. It wasn't a thresher maw, though, so, like... must be some sort of crazy machination between the frickin' thresher maws and some other species. It's not like anything I've ever seen before. I suppose my heads-up display probably would have told me that it was a arachni, but
looks like Cerberus has other bases on this world, Commander.
Yeah, I saw on the map there. We gonna have to go take them down. But yeah, the heads-up display said arachni, but I mean, I guess they could have possibly brought arachni back. Like if they had done enough genetic experiments, if they had found the genetic code for arachni, they probably could have in vitro fertilized one. But it's probably an isolated case, so I'm not worried about it. I'm sure they won't come into play later in the game, right? Thought I was going to have to pilot myself to the Mako with my chin again because I was taking a drink of water in that loading screen. But no. Ooh, nice sniper rifles and another energized weave. I'll have to keep that in mind when I get armor that has 2 armor slots in it, because energized weave is really good. So, I'll just keep that in mind. Anyway, we got a couple of equipment pieces from them, and we got a new journal entry to continue investigating Cerberus. So that's what we're going to go do. To the next facility, Mako. You know, for a toxic and, inhospitable planet, I don't really have too many problems with Bentu, because at the very least it doesn't have huge mountain ranges that require me to go around and around and around just to get to them. I mean, this one's kind of large, but it's not... You don't need to scale it in order to get anywhere. You could just go on the flat land right here, and then there you go. Most of the surface isn't sheer cliff face like that right there. So, I'm just poking fun at Notacrux again. I'm sorry. I know that planet gets a lot of hate from me, but it's just because of all the mountains, and I don't like it. I don't like it. I'm sorry. If it's your favorite planet, I apologize. You probably don't like this playthrough anymore, but well, I can't understand your opinion on Notacrux because it's just mountainous. Anyway, let's get this uranium. Almost done with the heavy metals, I think, with this. Maybe one more after this. And we leveled up from it. Not even bad. We'll do that later. That's the Cerberus facility. I was looking at it, I'm like, is that another element? No, it's just a Cerberus facility. I couldn't tell. Just by looking at it on the map there because it was so far away. Of course, you know what's going to happen, right? Is we're going to go across this mountain range, and then we're going to see that this Cerberus one is... Okay, well, never mind. I was going to say, this Cerberus facility is going to be, like, holed up in a mountain fortress that I can't even go up without going... friggin' mountaineering here. But that's not the case. I did not jinx it, so that's pretty nice. Okay, they already know I'm here. Hello. No. Let's not do that. Whoa. Well, that takes care of that. Now, go right in this one, because this one is not directly next to a Prothean pyramid. You can see what other crazy, disgusting inventions they're trying to make in this lab. I get the feeling it's just going to get more unpleasant as we go here, unfortunately.